time for the hit TV show, Fun with Explorer!
Why did you just wait here?
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Don't be a stranger. Come on a little closer. Welcome. Would you like to look around our Explore office where we plan all these fantastic outdoor adventures? Here we are. Look at it. We've got several Explore teachers hard at work planning adventures on their computers. I've got something really special for you today. Golden spoon. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I plan to cook food on Explore? How do you cook food in the wilderness anyways? What happens if I don't have a microwave and I want to eat something delicious? What happens if I don't have an oven and I want to eat something delicious? What happens if all I have is a little Explorer cook stove and I want to have delicious meals that keep me warm and happy when I'm in the outdoors? Well, I've got a special treat for you. We've got a groovy movie that's going to explain all of this and make it all make perfect sense. Without further ado, take a look at this.
Thanks, Mr. Waters. That sure was a swell intro. On this episode of Fun with Explorer, we're going to give you a good idea of what it's like to cook in the wilderness, with some handy tips and fun interviews too. Our first step is setting up. First, you want to open the kit that was assigned to you. Inside should be a fuel bottle, a stove, a food tarp, a windbreaker, a thing to put your stove on, and a pot. Yup, you're going to be cooking dinner with that. Now, lay the tarp out on the ground.
Cool.
Lay everything out, but for now let's focus on the fuel bottle and the stove. This is what it should look like attached. Now, imagine the red bottle and the thing with 3 legs are separated. The gold tube has a pointy needle at the end which you're going to stick into the bottle, which you're going to clip in. The thing above it is a gas pump. And you're going to pump that thing until you've built up enough white gas to release, using the little knob on the top. Lefty-loosey will send fuel straight down the fuel line, which will be dispersed in the lower part of the stove, which then you will take a match to and set aflame. With patience and a little more adjustment, you will create fire. Sadly, as cool as it may look, this isn't what you're looking for. You're going to have to wait till you hear a hissing sound, until you get your finished result, a blue flame. Place a windbreaker around the stove and hey, you're good. Sorry if those instructions are a little sketchy. It'll make more sense when you're actually out there. Next, you're going to need a pot and a pot gripper. A pot gripper is this thing. Now, when I first saw it, I had no idea whatsoever how to use it. I soon found out. Take the pot gripper and put the pot on the stove. Wait for the water to get to a boil, and hey, you're set to go. Organize your dinners in plastic bags to prevent confusion. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, dinner time. Now, after a long hike in the mountains, anything will look appetizing. Although it may seem easy, you shouldn't just stick with noodles, noodles, noodles. Contrary to popular belief, food can be delicious, and it can be relatively easy to prepare too. It's a good idea to have all your food laid out first, like this, or this.
Careful with the knives, you might cut yourself.
Once you pour the pasta in, it's up to you. It can be colorful, saucy, or just full of the good stuff. And remember, it doesn't just have to be pasta.
Do you have any advice to people who are potentially going on Explorer?
Plan ahead, like bring lots of containers because as you can see it's kind of raining, right? So that's why we turned our bowls upside down. Yeah, we turned our bowls upside down because it was raining, so just bring containers so that if it does rain, it doesn't get your food all wet.
Don't put the hot chocolate powder in the pot with the water, or you're gonna have to scrape it out with a Ted peg.
Try it out first.
Do the dip cup. Yeah, the dip cup works. So you take however much water you want.
Can you do an example?
And pour it in your bowl.
Pour it back.
And add sure. So you take however much water you want.
I recommend hot chocolate.
I recommend apple cider. Chocolate's better.
I recommend
Hot chocolate.
Speaking of hot chocolate, try adding a little powdered milk next time you have some. Believe it or not, but it actually does improve the taste. And be sure to check the nutritional facts. You want to make sure you have all the energy you need to have fun exploring. And remember, you can always add boiling water to the package of dried food and then pour it in. And to discuss with your partner. And remember to always manage your time well. Otherwise, you'll still be cooking while everybody else is packing up. And your critics will say,
I give this meal about 10 stars.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 5 stars.
I'd call this the perfect pasta balanced meal.
That sure was a great meal. Don't you agree, Mr. Waters?
I love dinner.
Okay, but you're probably wondering how we turned something like this into something you can actually eat out of, like this. How, you may ask yourself? Well, the answer's quite simple. You use purified water from the streams and lakes. Do this well and you'll end up with a clean pot, not like this oatmeal-y mess we have here. This is what your campsite's probably gonna look like after you're done eating. So it's important you do your part to make sure you leave it looking like the paradise it really is and not like a garbage dump. First, you want to detach the stove from the gas. Then close all the legs and put it in the bag carefully. Make sure to pick up the garbage and put it in a plastic bag, next in your bag. Yeah, you're gonna have to carry it for 2 days, but at least it's 2 days and not 3 weeks, right? Roll up the windbreaker and put it in the bag as well. Maybe your partner would have cleaned out the pots and pans by then. Shake out the food tarp, crumbs in a plastic bag. Fold it up, and then, yeah, you guessed it, you gotta put it in the magic bag as well. To save space, do as these wise guys did and put the bag in the pot. Go ahead, put the cover on top. Then with a little teamwork, put it in the pot bag, and soon you will have the perfect storage container.
Excellent.
With the efficiency and teamwork of beavers, you will have time for campfire, and cards, and telling scary ghost stories. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Someone will be sure to help you.
Welcome back. Wasn't that swell? Wasn't it awesome? Aren't you so excited to go cook on Explore? That was great. I loved it too. Now for one special little treat, I have one more thing to show you. Take a look at this.
Is it worth the waiting for? If we live till 84, all we'll ever get is food.
What happened?
Well, every day we say a prayer. Will they change the bill of fare? Still we get the same old brew. Well, there's not a crust, not a crumb. Can we fight? Can we beg? Can we borrow or cut? But there's nothing to stop us from getting a thrill when we all close our eyes and imagine food, glorious food. What is their more answer? Good swallowed or chewed, still worth the king's ransom. What is it we dream about? What brings on a side? How peaches and cream about 6 feet high. Food, glorious food, is right for the menu. Just loosen your belt, 2 inches and then you work up a new appetite in this little room. Food, glorious food, glorious food.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That was awesome. All right, I hope you know everything you need to know about going and cooking in the outdoors. That was great. All right, well, can't wait to see you on Pass tonight. Goodbye.